With tremendous resources at their disposal, Odisha has now started to produce a number of world-class athletes. In fact, why just now? Historically, from the 1980s, we have seen Odisha producing a slew of athletes, and the number has grown exponentially in recent years. Perhaps the greatest athlete coming out of Odisha and the current president of Hockey India is Dilip Tirkey. In the 1980s, Dilip Tirkey made himself a known name in Indian hockey. +400 caps, Dilip was a stalwart of the Indian defence. Playing multiple Olympic Games and Asian Games, he was one of the best of his era. When we asked Dilip Tirkey about the facilities, he had some fantastic things to say.
Odisha government अभी मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि 3 सेक्टर में अभी ध्यान दे रहे हैं। पहला इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। आप देखिए, जब तक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं होगा आप स्पोर्ट डेवलप नहीं कर सकते। स्पोर्ट्स को आप दिखा नहीं सकते हैं, और क्रेज जब तक लोग नहीं देखेंगे क्रेज आ नहीं पाएगा। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, इवेंट जो चैंपियनशिप और था कोचिंग प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज किया जा रहा है। हमारे यहाँ जितने भी हॉस्टल अकेडमी से या ग्रासरूट स्पोर्ट्स है, हॉकी है, उसको डेवलप किया जाए। और अच्छी बात ये देखिए, सुंदरगढ़ में जो 17 ब्लॉक्स हैं, 17 ब्लॉक्स में 67 एस्ट्रोटॉप। तो उससे जो हमारा ग्रासरूट हॉकी है, जो गांव में रूरल में जो बच्चे हॉकी खेल रहे हैं, उनके लिए इनिशियली स्टेज में उनके लिए कोचिंग प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज किया जा रहा है। उनके लिए अभी और मेरे ख्याल से 16 ब्लॉक्स में ऑलरेडी कंप्लीट हो गया। एक ब्लॉक या कुछ ब्लॉक में रह गए हैं, और कोचेस भी हम हायर कर चुके हैं। कोचेस पे भी अपॉइंटमेंट हो चुका है, और उनके लिए कोचिंग प्रोग्राम भी स्टार्ट हो गया। सो ग्रासरूट प्रोग्राम भी कैसे बच्चे बेटर कर पाएंगे अर्ली एज में, उसको भी ध्यान रख के गवर्नमेंट काम कर रहा है।
Dilip has been an inspiration to many. He was a beacon of light and made it to the very top of his game despite facilities not being the greatest at that point in time. The number of synthetic turfs weren't to the number that we have now. Dilip Tirkey mastered his art on grass. And thereafter went on to lead India at multiple international competitions. He is perhaps the greatest name that you have in the Odisha jewel, and will forever be a name that Odisha will be proud of. Under Dilip Tirkey, India won a number of international competitions. As a stalwart in the Indian defence, he made himself indispensable to the Indian team, and his 400+ caps are proof of his talent, ability, passion, commitment, and of course, his resilience and commitment to the Indian cause. Dilip Tirkey will forever remain one of the greatest to have played the sport for India. Taking the tradition forward of Odisha hockey, for the men, is Amit Rohidas. When you look at current world hockey, you see a lot of goals being scored from penalty corners. In fact, penalty corner conversion is one of the most important things in contemporary hockey. But when you talk about penalty corners, it is as much important to save them as much as it is to score from them. And when India concedes a penalty corner, the man everyone turns to alongside the goalkeeper is Amit Rohidas. He is India's first rusher, and in doing so has won himself the name of being the absolute best in the world. Watch closely and you will see Amit Rohidas darting out from the Indian goal and thwarting many an opposition attempt in trying to score from penalty corners. It takes a lot of courage to do so. It takes a lot of skill to do so. And Amit Rohidas has been the beacon as far as Odisha hockey is concerned in recent times. Going forward into Paris 2024, with the Indian men's team already having qualified, a lot of focus will be on Amit Rohidas. How he performs in Paris will go a long way to determining how India fares under Craig Fulton. If India has to repeat its performance in Paris, the medal-winning performance from Tokyo, there is no debate that Amit Rohidas will have to stand tall and save the Indian goal and Indian defence during penalty corners as the first rusher. Odisha, needless to say, is immensely proud of Amit Rohidas. If we turn our gaze to women's hockey, we have the leading light in Grace Ekka. In Tokyo, Grace Ekka stood tall from among the Odisha athletes, and the Indian women's team did brilliantly to beat famed Australia in the quarter-final and make the semi-final for the first time. A fourth place finish was much more than perhaps a medal. Because what these girls won was respect. Yes, they missed out on the medal podium by the closest of margins, but in doing so, they had proved one thing. They had proved that Indian women's hockey is in safe hands. And since Tokyo, the Indian women have done extremely well, and we hope that come Paris 2024, they will redeem themselves further. In the recently concluded Asian Champions Trophy, the Indian women had a fantastic performance, winning all of their pool games and eventually going on to win the title, beating Japan 4-0. In the Asian Games, they won the bronze medal, and in all of this, the common constant from Odisha has been Grace Ekka. But if you ask her, her cabinet still needs that one medal, and that's what she will want to fulfill come Paris 2024. If Amit Rohidas wants the men's medal, it is Grace Ekka who will be part of the Indian women's team in search of that elusive medal in hockey in Paris 2024. If the Indian women make the podium, it will be the first ever time, and Odisha will be proud of their favorite daughter. So far in javelin, we used to talk of one Neeraj Chopra. Clearly the best ever Indian athlete of all time. Olympic champion Neeraj Chopra was the leading light in the World Championships and thereafter. But come the Asian Games, we had a twist in the story. Neeraj Chopra was challenged, and how? With a throw of 85 meters plus, all of a sudden, we had a Kishore Jena storm into the lead, pushing Neeraj Chopra into second place. Yes, Chopra went on to win with a fantastic throw of 88.88 meters, but coming second with an 87 plus meter throw was Odisha's Kishore Jena.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद उड़ीसा गवर्नमेंट को और हमारा मिनिस्टर साहब श्री नवीन पटनायक सर, और क्योंकि वो जैसे सर हम कुछ करते हैं तो हमारे पीछे खड़े होने वाले होते हैं ना, तो फिर हमको और भी अच्छा करने का मन होता है. तो उड़ीसा गवर्नमेंट रियली बहुत बढ़िया काम कर रहे हैं अभी, तो रियली थैंक यू सो मच.
In the last 1 year, from Puri to Paris, Kishore Jena has been the most incredible story. 78 meters in the national games, and from there on 87 meters in the Asian Games. Kishore Jena has been an absolute revelation as far as Indian athletics is concerned. So much so that all of India has started to dream. You ask Jena and he will tell you that come Paris 2024, India could well end up 1-2 or 2 people on the javelin podium. With Neeraj Chopra leading the way, Kishore Jena has made India proud at the Asian Games and thereafter in the national games, and now has his eyes firmly set on Paris 2024. The Kishore Jena journey exemplifies one simple thing: from Puri to Paris is possible. With hard work, passion and commitment, the sky and the world is your oyster. But what is unfulfilled is the fact that Jena too, like Neeraj Chopra, will want that Olympic medal. And all of us believe, as does Odisha, that come 2024, Kishore Jena will be on that Olympic podium.
हम हमारा 100% देना चाहते हैं हर कंपटीशन में. किसी में हो पाता है और किसी में नहीं हो पाता है, लेकिन हम यही सोचते चलते हैं जिससे हमारा हर थ्रो में पर्सनल बेस्ट हो और थ्रो अच्छा लगे, और ऐसे ही थ्रो अच्छा लगता रहे, देश का नाम और भी लेके जाएं और इंडिया को और भी आगे लेके जाएं. हम पेरिस में और भी अच्छा करेंगे.
She might not be from Odisha, but make no mistake, Odisha has a significant role to play in making Jyothi Yarraji the star that she has now become. Jyothi used to train in Odisha. Under the watchful eyes of James Hillier, we know what Jyothi Yarraji is capable of. When in front of the world at the Asian Games, the Chinese officials were trying to disqualify her, Jyothi Yarraji showed mental strength of a very different order. And this, may we say, has been a product of her training in Odisha. She was accustomed to the best of facilities. She was accustomed to the best of training. And when the world eyes were on her in China, she stood up for her country. Running under protest, she finished third in the 100-meter hurdles, only to later win the silver medal with the Chinese athlete disqualified. Jyothi Yarraji has already made waves at the Asian circuit. She has already broken multiple records. But the best of Jyothi Yarraji is yet to come. And may we say, Odisha will yet again have a role in making her the best ever Indian athlete of her generation. Women's rugby in India. Now come on, is that something that is really true? Yes, it is. For the first ever time, India had a rugby team in the Asian Games for women. More importantly, some of the recent results over the last few years have been standout. And a slew of Odisha athletes led by Hupi Majhi, Tarulata Naik, Mama Naik has made the Indian rugby team. And some of their stories are absolutely fascinating. Take the case of Hupi Majhi, the real stalwart of the Indian team. Majhi comes from a village where the women weren't allowed to wear shorts, leave alone play rugby. In fact, her parents were dead against of her playing rugby.
मैंने जब घर पे बताया कि मैं रग्बी खेलना चाहती हूँ, कि स्पोर्ट्स में जाना चाहती हूँ, तो घर वाला अलाउड नहीं करे, क्योंकि गांव में सब अलाउड नहीं है। छोटा शॉर्ट्स पहनो कि खेलने जाओ, सब मतलब मना करते हैं उन लोग को।
Majhi was enrolled in KISS, and that's where she pursued her dream, thinking that her parents, who had never stepped out of their village, would never come to know that their daughter plays rugby. But thereafter, when Majhi was selected in the Indian team, the newspapers published her photograph, and that's when her father realized that his daughter plays rugby for the Indian team, and once he did so, he was livid. Majhi was told that it was the end of her rugby career. Little did her father know that it was the government of Odisha he was talking about. Within a day, Majhi informed her parents that the government had given her 5 lakh rupees for making the Indian team, a sum that has now grown to 10 lakhs after she played the Asian Games. Her father had never heard of such amounts of money. When he actually realized that Majhi was earning that kind of money, something that his family had never ever done, her father completely turned around and paraded his daughter, saying she was a pride of the village.
रग्बी की वजह से आज मेरे को जॉब भी मिला है, मैं गवर्नमेंट में जॉब करती हूँ और सब कोई बहुत खुश है। मतलब मेरा फैमिली वाला उन लोग बोले थे कि अरे हम मना कर रहे थे बच्चा को, बट बच्चा ने सुना नहीं, फिर अपना सब कुछ कर लिया आपको। गवर्नमेंट ऑफ ओडिशा मतलब स्पोर्ट्स के लिए तो बहुत ही कुछ किया है, रग्बी को भी अभी स्पॉन्सरशिप है, तो मतलब सबको बहुत अच्छा सपोर्ट और मोटिवेशन दे रहा है, तो मतलब बहुत अच्छा बात है।
Now in Majhi's village, a lot of these girls play rugby and want to make a career in rugby and play for India. It has only been possible thanks to the support from the government of Odisha. Hupi Majhi, Tarulata Naik and Mama Naik are living a dream. And in doing so, they are fueling many other dreams in the land that will produce many more athletes going forward. This is what the Odisha story is all about. Making dreams come true. Giving young athletes like Jyothi Yarraji a voice. Giving other young athletes the opportunities to fulfill their dreams. Earlier, athletes did not have the exposure they needed. They did not have the opportunities to make the most of their talent. Odisha is now a place where talent meets opportunity, and that is where we are seeing Odisha produce multiple champions and giving shape to the dreams of others like Jyothi Yarraji.